Hello friends, welcome to my channel Pies and Tacos. Today I will show you how to make pumpkin macarons that are shaped like pumpkins. There's a free template on my blog that you can download and print and place under your baking mat or parchment paper to pipe the macarons. Check the link down below in the description box to be headed to my website where you can find the template. And these pumpkin macarons are filled with a pumpkin cheesecake filling. They are delicious and fun to make. Subscribe to my channel for more recipes. I post new videos every week. Also, hit the like button if you like this video. Enjoy! To get started, we will measure out all of our ingredients. Leave the almond flour and powdered sugar sifted for later, and set them aside. Also, line the piping bags with the tips you will use. I used 2 piping bags for the orange color, one with the tip number 3 and one with the tip number 4 for the middle part, and another number 3 tip for the brown stem. So I used 3 piping bags. Over a pan with barely simmering water, add the granulated sugar, and today I'm also using egg white powder, which is not the same as meringue powder. It's just dried egg whites. It's totally optional, but I love the way it improves my shells. Make sure to give that a little whisk to incorporate the egg white powder with the sugar. Add the egg whites and whisk the mixture together until the sugar melts for 1 to 2 minutes. You don't want to overheat the syrup. Touch the syrup, and when you don't feel any sugar granules between your fingers, remove it from the double boiler and transfer to a mixer bowl. Begin by whisking the meringue on low and gradually increase the speed to medium-high or high. Lately, I like to whip my meringue on medium-high, speed 8 of my KitchenAid. You should whip until the meringue achieves stiff peaks. As soon as the meringue starts to rise in the middle of the bowl, like we can see here, you can check if the peaks are stiff. As you can see here, these peaks are not stiff. They're way too soft, way too long, and they're bending down to the side. And this is not what we're looking for, so we're going to continue whipping. Now let's check again. Now this is exactly what we're looking for. Here's what the stiff peaks should look like. They're shooting straight up and not bending down to the side and not too soft. Here, let me show you again. Stiff peaks, shooting straight up. It's perfect. Now let's add our dry ingredients to the meringue and begin the macaronage. Fold with a spatula to incorporate the dry ingredients with the meringue. Since I'm splitting this batter to make 2 different colors, orange for the pumpkins and a little bit of brown for the stems, I'm only going to stir until I can see no more dry ingredients. As soon as every bit of almond flour and powdered sugar is incorporated with the meringue, stop mixing. Now we will remove some of the batter to make the brown color. Place it in a small bowl, then keep the bowl covered while you work with the rest of the batter. We'll color the batter orange. I used orange food coloring and a touch of watermelon food coloring to give it a deeper tone. I recommend using gel or powder food coloring, not liquid. Also, if you're a beginner, go super easy on the food coloring as it is added moisture and it will affect your batter. Continue to fold the batter until the perfect consistency is achieved. The batter should be flowing off the spatula slowly but effortlessly without breaking up too much, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. Here the batter is not ready yet. It's way too thick and it's not flowing effortlessly as it should, so we're going to continue to fold. When the batter is ready, you should be able to draw several figure eights with the batter that's flowing off the spatula without it breaking up. And even after it breaks up, it should still continue to flow slowly off the spatula. And it should incorporate easily with the rest of the batter that's in the bowl. That's when you know that your batter is ready. Now transfer the batter to the piping bag. I used 2 piping bags with 2 different tips, a number 3 and a number 4. The number 3 for the thinner sections of the pumpkin and the number 4 for the thicker ones. You can use the same piping bag and just change the tip as you pipe, or just go for a number 3 tip. It will still work. Now we're going to work with the brown batter. We're going to get the little bit of batter that we separated in the beginning and we're going to color it with brown food coloring. And we're going to do the same that we did to the orange batter. We're going to fold it until the perfect consistency is achieved. So here, as you can see, the batter is flowing slowly but effortlessly off the spatula. We're going to transfer it to a piping bag. For the brown batter, I also used the number 3 tip. Now let's place the templates under the parchment paper or silicone mat. You can download the template on my blog and print it. The link for my blog will be down below. And now we can begin piping. I started with the first and the last sections of the pumpkin. We have to pipe per section and make sure the sections have dried before piping the adjacent sections. As you can see here, I'm going slowly and controlled. Now we're going to use the larger tip to pipe the middle sections. The secret here really is to use the smaller tips so you can have more control of the shapes that you're piping. Always give the tray a couple taps right after piping to release air bubbles. And then use a toothpick to pop any remaining air bubbles that you see on the surface of the macarons. Now we're just going to repeat this with the other pumpkins. After you're done piping the outside and the middle sections, wait 5 minutes or so until the piped batter has had a chance to dry slightly. Then begin to pipe the adjacent sections in between the already piped ones. And again, make sure to tap the trays against the counter to release any air bubbles. And now we're going to pipe the stems. After you're done piping the stems, you can use a toothpick to kind of spread the batter around or to pop any air bubbles that you see. And then let the macarons rest for 20 to 40 minutes until they feel dry to the touch. Once you can touch a macaron with your finger and it doesn't stick to your finger, then you can bake. I bake my macarons at 325 for 15 to 20 minutes. You can touch a macaron and try to wiggle it around, and if it doesn't feel jiggly, it's probably time to take it out of the oven. Now let's make the pumpkin cream cheese frosting. Begin by whipping the cream cheese and butter with an electric mixer for a few minutes until they're fluffy and creamy together. Then add the pumpkin puree and cream to combine. Add the pumpkin spice and powdered sugar, cream until incorporated. If the frosting is too runny, add more powdered sugar to make it stiffer. Transfer the frosting to a piping bag fitted with a tip of choice. I'm using a number 12. Pipe the pumpkin cream cheese frosting on the bottom shells of the pumpkin macarons. And then, once the macarons were assembled, I made some green royal icing following Sally's baking addiction recipe, and then I used the number 2 piping tip and a small leaf tip to pipe the leaves decoration on the pumpkin macaron shells. This is totally optional, but I found it to be a really cute touch. That's it for today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed today's pumpkin macarons recipe. Go ahead to my blog to download the template to pipe the pumpkins and to grab the full recipe as well. I have a huge list of over 80 macaron flavors on my blog. Go check it out and subscribe to my channel if you like recipes like this. I post new videos every week. Thanks for watching. Bye!